originally, when they told me it wasn't cancer and that it was MS, my first thought was, I wish it was cancer and I would just be over. I was in, pretty good shape, even at the age of 47. I was in good shape. So when this happened, I would have rather not lived than live with a debilitating disease that could possibly put me in a wheelchair. So, and when they told me it wasn't cancer and that it was MS, it was almost more of a disappointment that it was a disease that was incurable and it was not something that would kill me.
The majority of the patients with the MS, they do have anxiety disorder and depression. Depression because of the disease itself, knowing there's no cure, knowing what they're suffering on a daily basis, affecting their daily life, the social life, the family life, everything.
In the position that he's in, carrying the MS, he want to basically show everybody that you can have a deficiency in your body and still be able to train your mind. By working out, training your mind, it can also help strengthen this body in order to be able to try to override the deficiency that he has in his body, and be able to, let people know that you don't have to get down on yourself because you have this type of disorder. You can be able to, get up every morning and continue to strive to be the best person that you can possibly be.
Dave knows the gym inside and out. There's no question about that. But he's got a lot stacked against him. He has MS. His age is a factor because of the MS. But he's diligent and he's dedicated. And I think if anybody I know that will do what Dave plans on doing, it would be Dave.
So I came up with a concept where I would use myself as the guinea pig to bring MS out into the public eye in a way that it's never been done before. So at the age of 49, I decided what I would do is I would enter a National Physique Committee bodybuilding contest, and nobody's ever done that with MS. And I would train as if I was perfectly healthy, push myself to limits that nobody's ever done with MS, and then enter a bodybuilding competition. So the MS Bodybuilding Challenge is really me fighting my own MS, but by doing that, bringing awareness throughout the world of what actually happens to people with MS and generating interest in this so that we could start really pushing to find a cure for the disease.
He's going to compete. And, I think that's great, what he's going to do. I think that it's a lot of hard work. And he won't get as big as me, but I'm only kidding. He's, my hat's off to him. If he can pull that off, that'd be great.
Let me tell you something, MS. Now that I'm part of the MS Bodybuilding Challenge team, we're going to take care of you. We're gonna deliver the pain to you. You think you can handle us? No way, Jose. Now you're gonna fight us. The MS Bodybuilding Challenge. We're gonna take care of you.
One of the challenges that Dave is gonna meet is the fact that because he's still, he is approaching 50 again, growth hormone levels is not quite as high as it once were when he was in his 20s, So building lean muscle is gonna be more of a challenge to him. Using products like Max Muscles, proteins, multivitamins, our amino acids, our glutamines, really going to help him with probably increasing his growth hormone levels and thereby allowing him to keep his lean muscle mass.
Well, I mean, a lot of people would say, yes, he's crazy. And if I didn't know him, I would be skeptical for him. But because I know him as a person, he's just this kind of man who can achieve anything. He has got the mind, he's got the drive, he's got the motivation. He's achieved all these different things in his lifetime, and this is just another thing that he will achieve. If anyone can do it, he can do it.
You start getting depressed. You start looking at your life and saying, okay, well, here's the rest of my life as a cripple. And, you know, what do? You know, I can't do the things I was doing before. I can't even feel what I'm holding on to anymore. You know, I grab, you know, I touch my kid, you know, to, you know, grab my kid's hand and hold my kid's hand, and I can't feel him. So, you know, that's something that's it's hard to deal with.
We don't have a cure for MS yet because it's not fully understood. We're not really sure the reason why it occurs at all. There are medications that can help to treat the symptoms, but, you know, again, we don't have a cure yet. So whatever you can do to decrease the symptoms and prevent, you know, things from happening or adverse issues from coming up, then you certainly want to do that. They would advise no exercise for MS patients because they thought, you know, you got to save yourself. But, you know, lately they found, you know, there's a lot of immunoprotection with exercise. You actually kind of tee up your immune system, and that's what this is. You know, multiple sclerosis is an immune disease. You know, doing exercise has been shown to boost your immune system to fight disease in general, and that, you know, those effects have been shown also in multiple sclerosis to kind of decrease the symptoms of the disease and hopefully halt the progression. But, you know, again, those studies are all fairly new, and we don't have enough long-term data to really know.
I believe that, like, if he doesn't beat it, at least he tried and he'll feel better, because MS is uncurable. So, I mean, there might not be a cure, but I believe that he could find a cure.
Well, I think he could beat MS because he doesn't really just like sit down and stuff. He actually fights it, and I'm proud of him.
Well, I discussed with Dave all different type of MS medication available in the current market, the adverse side effects, and why we're using them in terms of what it does to MS attacks, how lessens it, the side effects. I have discussed all with him, and he has to make the decision.
So what's David's decision?
David's decision is currently to just not to go with the medication, which of course I don't advise.
You know, the big thing here is just getting there. I mean, like I say, if he actually wins his class at the contest, then, you know, that's the icing on the cake. But the real story, I think, is just what it's going to take to get there, and it's going to be inspiring to a lot of people.
They tell me that the progression of MS is going to happen for me, that the chances are that I will deteriorate, especially not taking the medication. So do I have anything to lose? I don't feel I have anything to lose. I feel that I will reverse the damage to my body by training as hard as I am, by pushing my body the way that I'm pushing it, and I'm going to prove that what I'm doing is better than taking medicine. You know, I can't predict what the future is, but I believe that that with my willpower and my faith, that I will fight this and I'll beat this. I refuse to go in a wheelchair. I refuse to grab a walker. I refuse to take the medicine. I'm going to fight this disease, and I'm going to beat it, because I want to be able to stand on that stage in the first contest that I enter, because there'll be many after that. I plan on traveling the world, entering bodybuilding contests with MS to show not only people in the United States, but people worldwide that you don't need to lay down when somebody says that you've got a disease, that you need to fight that disease. And I believe that I will stand there and show people that the disease will not beat me, and it does not have to beat you if you have a disease.
Fox 35 News at 8 starts now.
March is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. It's a debilitating disease, difficult to treat, even more difficult for some to live with. But a local man is defying the odds. He's not only living with MS, he's decided to enter a bodybuilding competition. David Lyons is here this morning with us with his trainer, Darren Barnes. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
David, let's start with how all this came about. How'd you get this idea?
Well, I was diagnosed in 2006 with MS, and I used to be a bodybuilder when I was in my 20s, and now I'm 49. And I said, you know, I could do one of two things. You know, I could either lay down and go grab a walker like I've seen other people with MS do, or I could fight the disease, and I decided to fight it. So I contacted Darren Barnes, and the first thing Darren said when he looked at me, he said, we need to get you on some nutritional supplements, and he put me on Max Muscle products, and so far I've gained 30 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're helping him through all this. This must be sort of a new and different challenge for you.
It is. It's a learning experience. We're constantly learning as we go. The training has to be adapted constantly. It's different from anything I've ever done.
And so what is it like, because you must be more fatigued than the average bodybuilder or the average person training for something like this. What is it like to work through all that fatigue? Or are you fatigued?
I'm constantly fatigued. I wake up fatigued, but I push myself through it. I felt I had to do something a little bit, you know, off the wall to show people that somebody that has a debilitating disease can push past it and they could still accomplish things in life, and you don't need to just say, that's it, because I'm sick. So yes, I'm fatigued, but I push past it and do what I have to do. And Darren pushes me, and my training partner, Tawana Jackson, pushes me, and all the people involved in the team, they're just standing behind me, making sure that I get through it.
Wow, and I bet you're such an inspiration to so many, and in fact, a movie is being made about what you're going through. Is that right?
Yes, an independent filmmaker, John Morris, has grabbed his camera and he's recording what we're doing, from the training to interviews to even medical tests that are going through with me. I'm going back into the MRIs in another week to see what's happening with the lesions in my brain and my spine, and he'll be filming it.
Wow. Well, you look fantastic.
Well,
Please
thanks.
keep us posted about the
will.
competition and the movie. That would really be neat to see.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted, but we will be standing on stage in 2009 here in Orlando competing. It'll be the first of many contests because we'll be taking this worldwide. And I'll be going to Australia to compete in other countries.
Wow. David Lyons and Darren Barnes, thank you so much for coming in. We'll be thinking of you. Best of luck.
Thanks for having us.
Sure. To learn more about living and thriving with MS, go to myfoxorlando.com. When you get there, click on Morning.